Awesome. Thumbs up from my man Braun. Awesome. Thumbs up. Yes from Andrew. Awesome. Okay, great, great, great. All right, so diving in, utilizing those skills. Well, most people would say, well, Kevin, I really don't have any skills in real estate. I really, don't have any experience. I really don't know exactly, what I need to do. I don't know where to go. I mean, that's asking the question is the most basic and best thing you can start with. Because if you're asking the right question, you're starting with your mindset. You're fixing your mind about what this problem is. You're fixing and wrapping your mind around what the problem is and how you could get over it, which is great. So first and foremost, in order to solve that problem, you say, well, what tools do I have to solve a problem? We all have certain skills we've utilized in, again, in different industries we worked in different places we've been, in different organizations we've been to. We all understand that certain skill sets come out of that. Oftentimes, we don't even realize the skills that come from it. We don't understand what we've gained in terms of knowledge because maybe we didn't like that job, or maybe we didn't like that organization, or maybe we didn't like whatever situation it was. But ultimately, you still learn something. In most cases, 99% of the time, you're either learning something new or you're going to be bored and you're probably going to leave. But you pick up skills along the way. Some of those skills may be fall into the four categories: administrative, technical, social skills, or analytical skills. How do those apply? How can you utilize your administrative skills or technical skills or social skills or analytical skills and apply those to your real estate business and building that foundation? Well, we all know most cases, everything needs something administrative. You have paperwork, especially in real estate, that applies. You have to have the right paperwork in order for things to function properly, in order for people to be legal, in order for people to be, in a contract, for people to understand the situation that they're diving in. They have to have that administration, meaning you have to understand that paperwork, that process, that full blown way of doing things. People with administrative skills a lot of the times are able to simply manage well. An administrative skill that is great is management, organization, being able to communicate effectively. Those are great skills to have in real estate. And if you already have those skills, if you can transition those skills from your existing career or business, and it makes sense to be able to build upon those in your real estate business and continue to do so and be able to play upon your strengths. Do you have technical knowledge? Are you administrative? Or are you administratively challenged, but you're that tech guy? You get calls from everyone. Hey, my computer is doing this. My system is doing that. I know APIs. I know how to set up processes in the back end with all different types of systems and softwares. Well, that is a unique skill set. You can utilize that skill in order to build your business. Who would think that in 2020, it took about a year. It took many, many years, but in the last, I would say, year and a half, there is so much technology that's entered the real estate market that's lowered the barrier to be able to enter for the average investor to have so much information, so much data, so much power, so much to be able to utilize in their business. Quite frankly, to be able to, diminish, in my opinion, the need for a huge team. You can do a ton with a small team using some good technical knowledge, some administrative skills, and to be able to do so. So we want to make certain that you have those technical skills to be able to build out processes or build out, the back-end systems that you need, or understand or set up, what those are. Those are transferable skills that you want to utilize in setting up your baseline business. As you heard in our call, we talked with our client, and she understands very well what administrative skills she has. She has extreme experience in negotiating some things and setting up processes and doing quite a number of things that are very high level. Those are great skills to transition over into real estate. It makes perfect sense to be able to utilize those skills and say, now I'm going to utilize this for my benefit. How many people have, had some great skills that they know they had, and quite frankly, in my opinion, in my story, if you guys haven't heard, I left my job because, essentially I was being strung along with a carrot. Anybody ever been strung along with a carrot for a promotion? In my experience, I've trained managers in my job, and, I was looked over time and time again as a manager. It made no sense for me. I had the skills. I knew what my skills were. I knew exactly what they were. And I said, well, my skills aren't being utilized to my full potential because, quite frankly, I'm just not getting paid what I need to be. It just wasn't a good fit anymore. We have those skills that we can utilize and now take over to our real estate business. We want to make certain that we use those tools in our box. You see these different types of tools, there's different types of skills. Our social skills, all of us have some sort of social interaction with people, especially in administrative positions and all different types of positions, service positions. If you're I'll call it a HVAC tech, when you make service calls, well, guess what? You're probably dealing with people on a regular basis that have different personalities, different situations. You have social skills to be able to overcome objections, to be able to, deal with difficult people. Those are great skills to have, and you should utilize those immediately in your real estate business, and put together a team around what you don't have. Being analytical. How many people dive deep into numbers, love accounting, love being able to analyze things, love being able to put together those things. Those are a great skill set. Many people literally shy away from them. They want to run as fast as possible when it comes to analyzing things. If you have that skill set, it is valuable for many people. And if you've never heard my story, one of the things that I did when I got back into real estate was I utilized my skill set for leads. I literally, for the first year I was in real estate, for the second time when I second started, for a whole year, I did nothing but set up and use the skills that I had learned previously to be able to help other investors, and consistently got deals by doing that. So I utilized those skills to supplement what I didn't have, which was money at the time. So you have to understand what your skill sets are, and be able to utilize those very quickly and implement those into your foundation of your business. Because once you understand those foundational skills, once you understand exactly what you need to do and what you don't have to do, because quite frankly, you just don't have the skills and you don't have the wherewithal or the time to learn the other skills, it's necessary to say, okay, well, this is a part of my foundation that I have this particular role in my business now. I may be the administrator. So I'm, consistently working with my team. I'm consistently teaching a new concept. I'm consistently understanding the process. Or, I'm that technical person where I say, well, I'm not a sales guy, but I bring in my sales team. And now I set up all my processes, my pieces that I need in order to run that business efficiently. You have to understand what skills are there and ready for the taking, ready for a foundation to be built immediately and to be able to get ahead quickly. We don't want to implement slowly. We want to implement correctly. I'm going to say that again. We don't want to implement slowly. We want to implement correctly. So that speed is dependent upon your skills. How quickly can you implement? If you're a technical person, you can implement systems almost immediately, as long as you can get that process down very quickly. If you're an administrative person, you can jump in and start organizing immediately and understanding how to, pull data and understand how to put together processes and policies and procedures and all the different things necessary to, have a business running efficiently. We utilize our skills to the best of our ability in order to move forward and make certain that we have the foundation to build upon, to go up from. It's always what you have. Use what you have now to move forward. For those that are just joining us, my name is Kevin Davis, KDD Development, Wholesaling RA Academy, and we are talking about building the foundation of your wholesaling business, the tools, skills necessary that you need to do so. Join us each and every Monday, Deal Mastery Monday, for tools, systems, processes, and calls for building your business. So moving forward, we have utilizing skills, the administrative, technical, social, and analytical, understanding that's a foundation of your business and being able to utilize those as a core to build upon. Next, we need to understand that implementation of the right systems, the right processes are key to making your business run efficiently from the ground up. Now, we have a little GIF here. Not everything applies to it, but if you look at it, you have an external environment, an internal environment where your input, process, and output is working. How many people understand that you have control over that internal environment? So when you build that foundation, everything outside of it is not under your control. But that piece, that internal environment, the facility, physical facility, if you have one, the tools that you need, the raw materials in terms of, leads, in terms of phone numbers, in terms of whatever, utilize you need in terms of tools, the raw material there, the human resource, whether that's you or, other individuals, and the information, that's all your input. That's all the stuff that you can control into putting into your, or taking out of your internal environment, and making certain that you control that sphere, you control your world. When you set that up from the start as a foundation, You understand what raw materials, meaning what lists you need to pull. You understand the human resources section, what skills I don't have that I need to go and find. You understand the information that I want to either bring in to evaluate or remove because it's unnecessary and time wasting. So we focus on 3 specific skills or systems: your marketing process, which includes your research; your intake process, which includes understanding exactly and building rapport with that seller, that individual; and the evaluation and process where we move forward. So we understand we have to have the right processes and skills from the last call, from the last slide, and processes in place. We control our external and our internal environment. Less our external, but more so our internal. Our processes have to be understood technically. The communication has to be there. The data management has to be there. And the cognitive skills, that's that administrative skill, to be able to manage it all. This is a part of your foundation to really build upon your business. You have to understand these processes. And then there's that output, the holy grail, that check or whatever that process may be, that deal that's closed, your products and services, the results of your fruitful labor. It's a process that you put in place for every piece of your business. Understanding what those processes are from the beginning will allow you to go fast. Remember, I said, we don't care if you're going slow and fast is irrelevant because to each person, that is different. How fast can you go if you're a technical person? Well, it depends on if you're setting up processes. How fast can you go if you're an administrative person? Well, that depends on if you're organizing or doing other things that are administrative. So you have to make certain you understand the right system to be able to go the speed that you need to get your goals done. And controlling your internal environment with regards to your input, marketing process, the intake process, the evaluation process, all those raw materials, all the different things needed to input into your business and now process, you set that up from the start. You figure out that input from the start. What does that look like? What's the research process? And we break that down very quickly. As you heard in Nicole, well, she had her guide already. So Lena, in looking at her major market, said, okay, well, I want to continue to expand. I want to continue to, figure this out. I want to, get more leads. I want to go faster because, guess what? I set my systems and my processes up right. I can tell, I'm starting to get results. I want to go faster. I see you. Andrew says, absolutely. Chime in. Let me know if this is resonating with you, if you have any questions about this, because, setting your foundation is where you'll be able to go as fast as possible, as fast as you want to go with regards to your business. And you have to control that internal environment because the external environment, it's gonna be there, but you can control up front by putting the right processes and systems in place to be able to go fast and control that internal environment, and now to be able to exert your, for lack of a better term, force or will on your external environment, those individuals that you're doing business with, within the legal constraints and the physical environment, your properties that you're looking to get. So understanding, implementing that system and processes in place. And these are just, a couple of the processes, but we lay the foundation. You have to understand you lay the foundation first and you build upon it and you go as fast as you want to go after that. Because then you have a core piece that you won't feel uncomfortable about things with. You won't say, well, I don't necessarily know that first. Well, you've got a really good foundation set to be able to do so. All right. So moving forward here. And again, those for the late callers, you'll have to catch the replay for all the other content. But, we are deep diving into building your business, building your wholesaling business, the core processes and resources that you need to do so. My name is Kevin Davis, KDD Development, Wholesaling REI Academy, and part of the Deal Mastery family. Every Monday, we provide insight and tools, processes, and pieces in place to get your business, your real estate business up and running and moving faster. So what do we have here? We talked about, delegation. What do I see? I see a professional. I see someone that you've hired because you do want to hire individuals that are skilled at the things that you are not. Now, the suit is just there, but what we have is an individual that represents exactly the tools that you need, exactly the delegated person that you need, that sales guy, that IT person, that administrative assistant, the individuals that build upon the skills that you don't have. You have to be able to understand how to delegate that, because we can't do everything by ourselves. One of the things that we offer up front is services. We make certain that you have investor trained VAs available to you, uh, because we know that you can't go at it alone. It takes a lot. And believe me, I know. I've been there. It takes a lot to do it all alone. But if you build the right systems, processes, and then add in those that can help you with the right skills, the right resources, the right training, all the information they need, you can delegate and offset any of the skills that you're lacking. So you build upon that foundation, and guess what? Now you turn it over to individuals that can handle exactly what you're looking to do, because you've already set your goals. That's a part of what we look to do, is understand what those goals are. So now we know what type of person you need to delegate to. For instance, one of our clients specifically is looking to wholesale and acquire apartment buildings. Well, a piece of that delegation process may not be a virtual assistant in that matter. It may be, hey, well, you need to find the right attorney for the right paperwork, understanding that delegation. Or you may need to find the right financial advisor to evaluate property specifically because you don't have the analytical skills. Now, obviously, we provide training so you can do so. But if your goal is to take down that property and to continue to manage it, we may need to provide you, you may need to delegate to different people. My point is, you understand what your foundation is, and then you build upon that. And that second story, that first story, beyond that foundation is the delegation, is those individuals that are boot level on the ground with you, getting your business moving forward. So you start with that foundation with your skills, you move up with your systems and processes. And I would say actually the delegation could go, second level, first level, what have you. But essentially we're building up from the foundation level up and adding on it to make certain that we have the processes and tools necessary to be able to put into the hands of the individuals that we hire, that we delegate to, that we work with in order to get our business running smoothly. This is resonating, guys. Give me a quick thumbs up in the chat. Give me a yes. I would love to get some feedback here. Let's see if we have any questions in the chat box. Looks like yes, Andrew, yes, Lena. Okay, great. Technical skills stump me, and the real estate environment is new to me. Certainly understand that, Leah. We're definitely pushing through to make certain that you supplement the skills that you have, and continue to move forward with those things that are essentially going to allow you to be successful in your business. You don't want to sit there and twiddle your thumbs and say, okay, well, I'm this non-technical person, but I want to go and set up all these technical things, because now you're 6 months in, 7 months in of learning technical knowledge. Ask me how I know. We definitely want to be able to move quickly at a point that can work. All right. So again, guys, drop any questions in the chat, or if you're in the Slack channel, so go ahead and drop questions. We're going to go ahead and get to some questions here. We want to make certain we cover the content. How are we going on time? Looks like we're doing pretty well. We want to make certain we get through this content for you guys. We know it's late on a Monday, but you're here investing in yourself, and I'm glad to be here providing you great content and information. All right. So moving on. Automation. We have a great system to supplement all of our clients. I would say most 99% of our clients have opted to get into the Deal Finders Challenge because it provides the automation that's needed. Remember when we talked about building that foundation with the skill set? We want to make certain that we understand all the different skills. We have that supplementation by automation and delegation. We've already utilized the skill set we have by building a foundation. We've implemented the systems. And now we want to make certain that we delegate and automate them correctly because, again, we can't go at it alone. And with the Deal Finders Challenge, Deal Finders Funnel, we've been able to test this system over, 40 deals, 50 deals. I can't remember what the exact number, done in less than a year in the pilot program. So we have the systems and tools necessary to automate. That becomes the layer on top. Because guess what? You get so much more done when you can automate things, when you can systemize processes, when you can take something off your plate. Take it off your plate, put it onto another plate that's automated, that's not driven by someone else. And I see Lena says, I got their REI program and it helped me. I got it as soon as you came online and I'm moving as fast as I'm happy with it. Awesome. And see, those are results that we're looking to, have our clients have. You have to make certain that you understand the processes. You have to take your skills, build upon that, continue to move forward as quickly as you can, which is depending upon the skills that you have. Because once we figure out your dynamic, your processes, your goals, now it just becomes you working in a way that's comfortable for you. How many people think they can get way more done if they're in a situation where they're literally utilizing the skills that they already have? Well, you're plugging and playing. How many people know the term plug and play? You buy a new widget, you buy a new software, and it's now hey, just plug it in and now it downloads its own and it installs itself. How easy is that to buy something that installs itself? Andrew says Windows 95, baby. I hear you. We're showing our age a little bit. We're showing our age a little bit, but that's okay. Plug and play. We want to be a plug and play in our real estate business. We don't want to mess around with every single thing out there that looks like a shiny object, because guess what? That's how you don't get results. You have to be able to figure out what works, apply your skills, apply your processes, and move forward quickly. This is 2020. Technology moves so quickly. As I said before, over the last year and a half, there's just so many tools and processes. We have one of the best marketing products to really fully automate that business. We have the VAs that are investor trained. We have the marketing systems. We have all about this different things. We have all that. And guess what? On top of that, you have the resources, the knowledge, because oftentimes, and I hear this from a lot of investors that contact me that are looking for some help, that are looking for some insight at what's not working. And they say, well, I know all this stuff. I've used this tool, I use that tool, and I use this and I use that, but it's for whatever reason, just not. And we take a look, they're just doing so many things. They're not streamlined enough. They don't have their processes ironed out enough to say, this is how I operate. This is what I do. This is what happens when this happens. To be able to understand exactly what the next step is, to be able to have a guide, to be able to call upon a mentor, to be able to do all the things necessary to say, hey, what's my next step? Because look, I'm moving fast. This train is going and it's going fast and I don't plan on stopping it. Gotta know. Lena says, I know about shiny objects. Or Lauren, I'm sorry. I know about the shiny objects, unfortunately. Absolutely. You got to make certain you understand and plug into the right things. And one of the things that we focus on is that, sure, we provide you a done-for-you program, but guess what? We know that you're going to need some assistance when you get into the murky waters of deals. We know that you're going to need a little bit of help doing that. So we make certain that you have a full suite of services, whether that's the automation platform or the mentorship or the virtual assistants or all the other tools necessary. That foundation is laid from the beginning, and then you're given what you need additionally a la carte as much as possible, because guess what? We tend to grow and we tend to add and we tend to do all those other things. So we have to have the right things in place. And part of that is your automation and delegation. All right.